Hello everyone. In today's session, I will discuss about Agile. The Agile project management, mostly the basics, part one. Okay. So before going into the basics, I want you to look at the table of contents. Out here, I'll give you a brief introduction of Agile, then I'll go through the waterfall model, which is previously used for software development management, but like we will be focusing more on Agile because it is the because most software developers and project management for software development mostly uses Agile. So we will look at what is Agile. We will look at the differences between waterfall model and the Agile model, then what is Agile, then Agile methodology, a little bit of brief discussion on Agile methodology, then we will know about the different subsets or genre of Agile, which are like Scrum, Kanban, Crystal Lean, etc. Then after that, I will go through the four values of the Agile Manifesto for the Agile project management or methodology. Then there is the Agile principles, which includes 12 principles that Agile uses. Then we will discuss briefly about the advantages of Agile methodology. What advantages Agile methodology gives for the software developer and the software development team. So, and after that, we will also discuss when Agile development methodology is not to be used and a different kind of methodology should be used instead of Agile. So, as an introduction, I'll give you a brief introduction. So before that, I have put this thing as a brief notes for you all to understand later on. So actually, there are many tools and techniques in today's world. Like it helps you with the project management and maximize the value of output produced. But Agile is one of the most commonly used project management, especially for software development projects. Also, Agile is also used in different kind of development projects, like not only in software development, but also like in different kinds of business models. So but we are mostly discussing about for the software development projects. Okay, this ability is to enable teams to to work in small increments or small bits and pieces to respond to changes quickly. So like agile means like agile is something you have that agility to do it very quickly and make the changes very respond to the changes very quickly. So like as we have already discussed in the second part of the introduction, like what are we going to discuss? It's already given introduction. It's already given in the table of content. So starting with like here is the diagram of the waterfall model. So like it's like recruitment, gathering, and documentation, system design, implementation, testing, delivery, deployment, maintenance. So like it has a design of a waterfall. So like it goes downwards. So like what is a waterfall model? So like before Agile, like previously, waterfall model was an earlier approach which was used for like software development and project management also. Like okay, so like it is a way of procedure where teams will follow a step by step process and then only like proceeding to the next step, which after completion of the previous stage. So like that is the waterfall model. So it is a sequential model that goes in a sequence and that flows like a waterfall. So like the phase of a project like analysis, design, development, etc. Like it's like it has to start after the previous phase is finished, the next phase is done. But and the various steps that it requires in a waterfall model. So like we are going to discuss first in the it's requirement gathering and documentation, right? So like so what is it? So like the system requirements, like it needs to be developed and collected in like phases, documented in a requirement specific document. So like this depends on the belief that project requirements can be gathered and understood upfront. So like the project manager who is doing the project with his software development team needs to have a detailed understanding of the project and the project sponsors requirements. So these requirements are used to describe the stages of projects, like the cost, the assumptions, like what will be the cost and the different kinds of phases in developing the required software, and what are the risks that can be seen while doing this project, and what are the dependency, what can we depend on, like by creating a new software for a client, and the success metrics and the timeline for completion of the project. So that is the first part. After finishing this part, it goes to the second part of the waterfall model, which is the system design. So like after finishing the first phase, it goes to the system design. It is the requirement, like from the previous phase it is studied, the system design is set up. Then the system design helps specify the hardware and the system requirement. It also helps define how the system architecture should be, like after getting all the analysis of what kind of software is to be developed by for the client as required by the client. So like in this aspect, software developers, like they design a technical solution. They try to design a technical systematic design for a different applications or a website or anything software which is for the product requirements, including scenarios, layouts, and data model. And after completing this project, it goes to the implementation phase. So like looking at the system design, small programs called units are developed, right? So this is now integrated in the next phase of the process, that is implementation. That is like implementing it now, how to implement it. So like all this unit is developed and tested for the functionality, if the product is functional in a very good manner or not. So this process is called unit testing. This might be the shortest phase because like everything, the design and all, it takes time, but implementation does not take so much time because research design takes time. So the programmers code application based on project domain and specification with some testing implementation takes place as well. So like if significant changes are required during this stage, this may mean going back to the design phase. So like if during the implementation phase the customer or the client is not satisfied with the design, with the process of the software, then it has to redo again and go back to the system design and change all the architecture of the software. So this is how it is done, implementation. Then after that, there is integration and testing. So how do the software gets integrated, and how, and after the testing, what is been found? So this is the phase. So before the product or the software that has to be released to the customers, and testing has to be needs to be done, sorry, to ensure the product has no errors and all of the requirements have been completed. So they so this has to show that there needs to be a good user experience for the customers. So after each unit is tested, it is integrated into a system, and the entire system is checked for faults and failures, if it's working well or not. And after this phase, deployment of system is the next phase that goes in the waterfall model. So once functional and non-functional testing, everything, the testing of all the software criteria are done, the customer environment is given access. So it is given access to the customers. The software is given access to the customer, and it's released into the market for business or any kind of work related. And after that, maintenance is the last phase for the waterfall model. So as you can see, after everything is done, when software is released, just like you get security patches in your mobile phones or in your updates in your mobile phones or your laptop or computers, it's same with the software. There are updates and patches which are released from time to time. So maintenance can also help to enhance this project. So maintenance gives changes to the customer's environment through the software changes that has been enhanced by time to time by different software development teams. And now let us look at waterfall versus agile. So like as we have already discussed waterfall model, and this was the previous model that was used, but we will also and we have also gave a brief introduction to agile. What is agile, right, in the introduction part? So like taking two, we will have to see the differences between waterfall and agile. Like waterfall's greatest flaw, it's is its inability to adapt to change. It does not have the ability to changes. So the waterfall model ability to recover from problem is very limited, and it is based on a linear or a straight dependent paradigm, right? Then the focus of the waterfall is on the project's design phase, where agile is not much concerned with design. Waterfall looks at the longer period of development. So that's why, because if it takes longer period of development, and after that, after it's completed, it when you can and if the clients are not satisfied with the software, then you have to revert back to zero, then start again. So, but whereas Agile has small time frame of iterations, right, for the developing. So Agile test the software as it is being developed. It's tested while it's in its developing phase. So although waterfall is based on projects with a lot of dependencies between tasks, Agile is better for projects when the client isn't sure what they want and they need a quick change in their software, or they want a different version or different kind of um criteria in the software. So that is why Agile is more flexible and Waterfall is more rigid. So now we will go a little bit in depth of what is Agile. So like Agile, it's a project management approach. It is a methodology which is developed by being more flexible and efficient way to get the products in the market. So it is an iterative way of managing projects and developing software that makes it for the software developing teams to deliver value to the customers, like with very quick and efficient way. So agile team is to deliver small but consumable increment. What does that mean? So like agile team will do small testings and software development and interact with the customers. So like it's very easy for them to like change the criteria of the software if the customers want their software being changed into a different versions or different things that are needed. So as a result, continuously evaluating requirement, plans, and results, teams are able to respond to change. So due to this agile project management style, the software development teams, they are able to like make adapt very fast and can make changes in a very timely manner. So like what does the word agile means? Like it refers to the ability to move quickly and easily. Thus, therefore, the project teams to adapt faster and easier compared to other project methodology. Agile is very flexible.